From Jakarta, Indonesia.
White House and Republicans stuck in Ukraine funding. NASA celebrates 25th birthday in International Space Station. Myanmar's Fire Balloon Festival.
MLINE Public Updates powered by VOA, Voice of America.
The Biden administration is running out of time to secure a deal on tens of billions of dollars in wartime aid for Ukraine and Israel that Senate Republican blocked. President Joe Biden has signaled that he is willing to compromise on Republicans' demand on border security to get the package through, but the aides accuse Republicans of ignoring Biden's proposal.
Images released by the Ukrainian army shows the damage in the aftermath of a Russian attack in the southern city of Kherson this week, as U.S. funding for Kyiv's defense against Moscow's invasion is blocked by Senate Republicans who are demanding tougher measures to secure the U.S. border with Mexico.
We Republicans are very serious about closing our southern border. We have about over 10,000 people a day, illegals crossing into the United States. We need to defend our border first and foremost.
The White House says Republicans have ignored its border and immigration reform proposal. President Joe Biden warned on Wednesday that if Kyiv loses its war, Russian President Vladimir Putin will move beyond Ukraine to attack a NATO member, and the U.S. will be obligated to defend it.
Then we'll have something that we don't seek and that we don't have today. American troops fighting Russian troops. American troops fighting Russian troops if he moves into other parts of NATO.
Biden has signaled he is willing to compromise, but he says time is running out. There is $4.8 billion remaining in aid for Ukraine, but only $1.1 billion left to replenish U.S. weapons and equipment stockpiles to supply Kyiv what it needs.
If U.S. aid doesn't come through, Europeans are likely to step into the breach to some extent. But at a minimum, the Ukrainians are going to have to turn to a more defensive war and potentially start to look for ways to actually end the conflict.
VOA asked National Security Council's John Kirby whether the administration would support ceasefire negotiations.
President Zelensky gets to determine how and when this war ends and under what conditions he's willing to negotiate with Mr. Putin.
To pass $60 billion in aid for Ukraine and $10 billion for Israel, Congress has limited time before the end-of-year break. European partners are nervous. Britain will continue supporting Kyiv, Foreign Secretary David Cameron told VOA on Thursday.
But clearly America is an essential partner in this. They are the world's biggest economy, the biggest defense player, absolutely vital.
Complicating matters, January 19th is also the first deadline to fund part of the government to prevent a shutdown. Patsy Widakuswara, VOA News.
NASA celebrates a quarter century of human cooperation in space, plus a busy week of space launches, and also America's that wants to share the moon like those who have been there.
And liftoff of the 86 Progress resupply vehicle.
We begin this week on a launch pad at the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. There, an uncrewed Russian Progress 86 cargo ship successfully launched on a resupply mission to the International Space Station. Progress 86 made its approach with the ISS 2 days later when it delivered nearly 3 tons of food, fuel, and supplies to the orbiting outpost. The delivery came just days before NASA celebrated the 25th anniversary of the International Space Station.
What was something that you couldn't be taught on Earth that you had to get in orbit and had to learn it by yourselves?
Well, weightlessness. That is something that is truly unique up here. There is, unfortunately, no way to train weightlessness on Earth. We can get a taste of it on a parabolic flight, but it's just not the same as actually living and working in weightlessness up here. And it's not just fun, but it's also very challenging.
It was November 20, 1998, when Russia launched a Proton rocket carrying the Russian-built, U.S.-financed Zarya navigation module. Meaning dawn or sunrise, Zarya would bring together the U.S., Russia, Europe, Japan, and Canada in what's been called the most expensive home ever built.
How do you find life on ISS?
There are groups of people, teams of people all over the world who are figuring out every aspect of these missions, everything from our food and clothes to the science research that we'll be doing on board. They're also the ones who are operating space station. Believe it or not, even though we're on board, we don't actually fly space station. That's flown by the teams of flight controllers and mission control centers in Houston and Russia and elsewhere on the planet.
Meanwhile, in a video released by the Iranian Defense Ministry and which VOA cannot independently verify, Iran says it has sent a capsule carrying animals into orbit. The Islamic Republic also says it plans to launch human missions in coming years. Also this week, the South Korean Defense Ministry says it successfully placed a small Earth observation satellite into orbit.
Myanmar Shan State celebrates Fire Balloon Festival. It is the very first time local residents have celebrated the festival since Myanmar military seized power in a coup in 2021.
The Voice of America, VOA.
My name is Mirzawardana, and do click on my Instagram account, that is @mirza_wardana, where you can get the best online shopping recommendation on the story or on the profile. Just click the link there and go direct to shop. Until next time on MLINE Top 3 Updates powered by VOA, Voice of America.
99 red balloons floating in the summer sky. Panic legends, red alert. Something there from somewhere else.